So many things, so many things, so many things. Hello everybody and welcome to May's Art Chat. I'm recording this in the morning on Friday, May 31st, so there will be art made today that won't make it into this video, but I will be sure to share that in next month's Art Chat video. Very unorganized, but as is the way. May the 1st, I finished a sketchbook. I think I've done a sketchbook tour of this guy, so I'll link that below. This is my friend Susie. I had a whole bunch of colors. I also have the window open, so I apologize for background noises. I had a whole bunch of color on the background here. It looked like it was those paint sticks that we ended April on a high with. So I used Neo colors over top to draw my friend Susie, who was over. So that I drew that from life. These are some of the Lego, as in fake Lego flowers, using the paint sticks, and a black pencil, sushi that we had for dinner, again paint sticks, and a pencil. And then this is me drawing Susie the single line blind contour, and this is Susie drawing me single line blind contour. Paint swatches, and there we go. The end of a very nice sketchbook. If you haven't seen the tour, go check it out. This one is a good one. On the 2nd of May was an art hang party. This was, forget the theme. What was the theme? Buildings? Exteriors? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think it was like buildings or scenes, outside scenes, something. These are from two pictures. This one's from a picture that I took. Yeah. It was a fun classic art hang party. Also, on the 3rd, I drew my cover here, cute little pigeons. The way that I do these, the covers, is I tape it off, and then I mix some gesso with some acrylic paint, so it's like a very light blue background. Actually, you can see it coming through on the pigeons here. And then I just use Neo color on top once that's dry. So that was the start of a new sketchbook. I hate this inside, so I'm going to paint over that eventually before this sketchbook is done. But on the 4th, we had another art hang party, so this would have been our monthly pop-up that we do. And it was a master study portrait session. So we started with some quick 30-second blind contours. Very fun. That's Vincent van Gogh self-portrait, I believe. And then we did some 20-minute studies. For Saturday, for the monthly pop-ups, we do longer 20-minute timers at Art Hang Party, which is really nice to really kind of dig into it. So I use Neo Color 2s for these. In this Jean-Auguste Dominique Ingres portrait spawned the next week. I think it was the next week or the week after's Art Hang Party, where we did side profiles. This is my favorite one of everybody who did it. On the 3rd, is it painting with oil pastel? Is that what it technically? I still need to spray this because it's still very gummy. But this is a tulip field that Kristen Hastings shared a photo of with me. So I had this on my list of things to draw for a while, and I finally got around to it, and I'm very happy with it. And I will eventually pop it in the mail for you, Kristen, and send it your way. It's very cute. A couple of single line portraits. Debbie Draws Funny, my sister and niece. I guess on this, so this was the 6th. On the 5th, we had a party, Sunday party, at Joe Bird in Toronto, and it was sort of a birthday celebration for me and Annie. Yeah, it was a fun day. So I don't know that I think I did I do something? I didn't do anything. It's fine. Single line portraits, very nice, very fun. On the 7th, which was my actual birthday, I don't need that in there either. This is one of those fake Lego flowers, which are very fun. I knew that they would be fun to draw from, and indeed they are. Thank you to my friend Susie for gifting me those for my B-Day. So I drew this on my birthday. I also started, I'm not going to show you all of them. I've turned my 5-year Hobonichi Techo journal, because like it's very empty. I rarely write in it. So I'm turning this book into a daily self-portrait book. Started on my birthday. I don't know if this is technically a self-portrait, but that's me, so I'm in it. Yeah, so I've been doing a self-portrait a day, sometimes going over what I had previously written, sometimes letting it show through, but like, you know, if I don't want to share or see or remember what I wrote previously, covering things up. I'm not going to show these every month. I'm just telling you now that this is happening. And so on May the 6th next year, I will do a full review of this. And you can see some days I put a lot more effort into it than other days. Some days the likeness I really try to go for, and other days I do double-handed single line blind contour drawings of myself over blotchy inks. I am sharing these in my Substack though, so I forgot to do one yesterday. I will do that. If you want to subscribe to my Substack, you can follow along on that. Otherwise, I will see you in a year where we'll do a sketchbook tour and chat about it. On the 8th of May, we sat outside. This is Simon. Blue brush pen. A lady and her dog in the park. Ray. I think this actually looks like him. I think I got his likeness pretty nicely there. And then some blind contour drawings, a single line of people walking along the path in the park. Nice, 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 nice. Also, same day. These are fun. I decided to do some Seinfeld screen cap drawings. I think I got the likeness pretty good on Elaine here for sure. Like that's definitely Elaine and that's definitely George. Like Elaine and George are easy to draw, but Jerry never quite turned out. And this looks like the guy who played George on the show, but not actually George. It's the George character, not George. You know what I mean? These are fun. These were really fun. We had an art hang party, and it was Pet Week. And the best way we decided to do these is to show the time-lapse video. Yes? This is just me practicing. Okay. This is me prepping. We started with some blind contours, and then I think we did, was it 2 minutes, 3 minutes? I can't remember. It was a very fun time. Thank you to everybody who sent in their pet photos. That's my Pearly. It's very cute. Just seeing if I had any more coffee left. I don't. It's a very, very cute session. Highly recommend going back and drawing along to the replay of that art hang party, and any art hang party really. Okay, we'll start here. We'll start, I think this is the order. On the 10th of May, Deb from Debbie Draws Funny and Christine Pierce Tang from Christine Pierce Tang's YouTube and Instagram got together on on Google Meet, and had a draw along session with Sophie McPike's Scribble Brigade that we missed because it was in the middle of the night. So Sophie's theme for the month of May was silent era film star blind contour drawings, single line drawings. So that's what this is. I think some of them turned out really nice. I made an effort to slow down. I usually zoom through blind contours, but I made an effort to slow down, and I think you can tell in some of these. So that was really fun. We started after that session moving our get-togethers onto the Art Hang Party Discord, which has been really fun. So to be confirmed, but like just a chill hour Wednesday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern time in the Discord channel. There's a Let's Hang section. You are welcome to come hang out. Sometimes we do just parallel play, like a co-working session, and other times we'll share references and draw each other's references. Just depends what the feel of the day is, I think. But it's very nice, very fun. Like, it's really nice to just sit and chat and get to know each other better and like hang out in a very just relaxed way. This I did on location, and I absolutely hate it. Sitting in a park, and I did another one. Oh, that's not from that. I did another one in here, which I like a lot better. I did this one I started with the pen first. Did I? I started with the watercolor first, and then I did that other one, which is garbage, and then I came back in with the pen. Yes, so I did the watercolor first, and then the pen on top, just really loose to kind of help define some things, and I really love the simplicity of this. And just letting the colors mix on the paper and everything, I think this is a pretty successful plein air piece. Also, same day, I got these watercolor cards, like pieces of paper, which are really cute, that I'm using for single line portrait drawings that I have available for commissions in my shop. They're relatively inexpensive. I have them set at $40 Canadian. Feedback on pricing would be appreciated, but I think based on the time and the quirkiness and the cuteness, that I think I set the price appropriately. But if you had feedback, let me know. You know how, FOMO, not FOMO, but imposter syndrome and everything. Is that really what I should be charging? Anyway, Simon and our girls, Knit and Pearl, kind of test pieces for the portfolio, for the listing on my shop. Very cute, very nice. They live on Ray's desk. Next day, I did more portraits. There's like so many portraits that I have sent out. I've done a bunch. I did an art trade with Deb from Debbie Draws Funny. And I've sent a few others out to some people. Those are my nieces. My friend Susie and her boyfriend and her dog Prince, my god dog. And that's my sister Ashley. I think hers turned out so cute. I love them all, and like every time I do them, there's definite, like, if you know these people, you'll recognize these people, even though they're so kind of weird and quirky. I am also up for art trades. If you want to do art trades, I'm totally open to that, so keep that in mind. The 11th, I did this. This is a statue of a dog that lives outside of Shibuya Station in Tokyo. And the story behind this dog is that he waited outside the station, the dog waited outside the station for his owner to come back, but his owner never came back because he passed away. So the dog just sat there. And the community kind of took care of him and everything. And so this is a statue in his honor, which is very sweet. It's based on a photo that Ray took when we were there, and I did a single line drawing, and then I just loosely but nicely filled in with the watercolor. And then this was me, I think it was a few days earlier, I got some platinum carbon ink to put in my fountain pen because the Noodler's ink that I was using, that's supposed to be bulletproof, aka waterproof, I found wasn't. Like, it would always bleed even if I let it sit for a time. But this carbon ink, you can see, here's my little test. So this is immediately putting water on top of it, so it, you know, needs time to dry. And then this was about 15 minutes later and no bleed at all. So good. See, good. The next day, I took myself on an art date to the Art Gallery of Ontario and did some drawings in the museum. I have a video where I take you along with me on this trip, so you can check that out. I will link it below. This is one of the group of 7 paintings. This was one from Sarah Stone. This was at the exhibit Women Impressionists from Sometime to Sometime. And then this was a guy that was sitting outside the museum feeding pigeons that I drew single line with a rainbow pencil. And during that trip at the store, the art gallery store, the gift shop, is the word I'm looking for, I picked up a new art book, a Maud Lewis art book, Paintings for Sale. She's a Canadian painter that is very folk arty style. I'm sure you know who Maud Lewis is. But every time I go to the art gallery, I always stop in the gift shop, and I always look at this book. And so I had some birthday money in my pocket. So that book came home with me, and I did some studies. These ones I used drawing inks. This one I used drawing inks. Is very, very nice. And then this one I used those cheap oil pastels that I bought to do, kind of fun little goofy plein air paintings. On the 13th, I thought I was in the mood for some silly drawing times, but I was not. So this is based on a drawing game that Beth Spencer has on her Substack, which I'll link below, where you pair people and animal heads. So more anthropomorphic animal drawings, but I wasn't in the mood for it. I still need to go back and do some more because I love doing them. It was that day, it was not happening. I actually started doing another one on this page, and I was like, no, that's not what I want. So I covered the page in acrylic paint. And then using Neocolor 2s, I went in and drew my Lego flowers. So this is what I'm talking about, how valuable those flowers are. And I should have just bought them for myself before, but there, I'll put a picture up so that you can see what the actual Lego flowers look like. But yeah, just endless and always in bloom. Always in bloom flowers. This is my grandma sitting in the music garden. So this whole thing came about. I signed up to get the replay of a Jennifer Orkin Lewis and Gail Kabaker drawing painting tutorial. They were doing garden scenes. Forget what the actual name of it is, but it was really nice. So I watched their demo. They each did a demo, and then I did my own. So they didn't add pencils in Neocolors, which I did here because I felt like mine needed it, and I didn't go quite as heavy into the final gouache as they did, but I really like it, and I think my grandma looks really cute floating in a garden because I forgot to give her a chair. Same day. This is a plein air piece that I did using those cheap oil pastels. Cheap oil pastels. This was $3.50 for 16 oil pastels. So definitely cheap in quality. They are very hard and whatever, but they're still fun and scribbly. So those are some trees that I drew sitting outside, and then I decided to do a single line drawing, filled it in with some watercolor, and then more just silly, playful, shapey landscape. All done sitting in the park across the street. We had another one of our Wednesday chill sessions on Discord this time. This sparked an obsession for me, this painting. So this is just a watercolor of the music garden. So based on a picture that I took, and I love how this came out. I love how it feels like it's more drawing with watercolor. That's what I'm calling that style, drawing with watercolor. These are from a photo that Zan shared. So some wooden bird figures, very cute. And then there's, oh yes, and then part of the same session, Christine shared this picture from Monument Valley that she took when she had a trip there. So I thought this landscape format in this sketchbook would be really nice to capture. And it was. We went back outside in the evening to sit outside, so I tried to do that drawing with watercolor again. And it's a start. You'll see, it's a start. It's a start of an obsession. And then just some people that were sitting close by in the park. We must have sat outside early in the day. This is on the 16th. It was art hang party day, but we went outside before, which is a bit unusual. Just a landscape, watercolor landscape. Really enjoy these trees over here. I think if I just cropped that, it would be much more successful than this whole trying to fit everything in. Yes, and then it was art hang party side profiles week. So this session was inspired by that master portrait because everybody was saying, not everybody, a lot of people were saying how they had such a hard time drawing profiles. So we started with some blind contours, then went up to 2 minutes, then 4 minutes. Then we turned things upside down and drew upside down, which actually really works quite well. Upside down blind contours. Just getting crazy with it. And then I started doing single line drawings, not blind. This one is my absolute favorite. I think it's a pretty fun, stylized one. 1.5 minutes. And almost done that sketchbook. On the 17th, I did a Draw Weird Things with Debbie Draws Funny. And let me pull up the replay video here. She has, Deb has started a Patreon, and you can sign up to a free tier where you get a lot of things for free. So I highly recommend doing that, including these templates, these drawing templates, and some videos. I will link that below. I'll link Deb's YouTube and I'll link her Patreon. Highly suggest you go check that out. But these were really fun. These were really fun to draw. Like Miffy. I like Miffy. demands to be fed with chopsticks. I also did these, I forget what day, but from a Monkey Mintaka drawing video on YouTube that I stopped quite quickly because basketball came on. 18th was another Scribble Brigade session with Sophie. So continuing on with her theme of blind single line drawings in silent film stars, that's what this is. I decided to add in paint sticks into the mix. So I did those blind as well. So I would put down the paint stick and then I would grab the pencil and draw over top, trying to line up the paint with the with the picture, which was actually quite a fun additional challenge to do. So these ones were just not blind, but single line. Next day, on the 19th of May, I did this disco ball. This is based on Sorry Not Sorry art and her disco ball painting style. I was looking at the pre-order of her book. I'm going to link her YouTube channel below, and then you can find all the links from that. But she's very generous with the information that she shares on her YouTube. But she has a pre-order out for her still life painting book, and in the Amazon images, it like gave the whole process for how she does her disco ball paintings. So I followed that to do this, and this was kind of a test run to see if I wanted to paint this on a large scale during a live art event that I'm going to be doing on June 8th, but I decided I'm going to do portraits. I'll tell you all about that at another time. On the 20th, we were... Oh, I've forgotten about this book here. This book is tucked outside, tucked away. This I did on the 17th. I'll just quickly show you. Nothing fancy. This was on the 18th. This was a photo that Zan shared with me for Flower Week at our Ting Party, actually. It didn't make the cut, but I wanted to paint it. So this is the drawing with watercolor style. On the 20th, we went to sit in the park again. This time we went to Trillium Park. I'll just show you all of the things that happened in May in here. So these are all done on location. This one is, I did this one. Yes, I have a video actually. I have a video of these. So it's where I talk about what materials I take out when I go to sit in the park for some plein air sketchbook time. So I started with this one, and you can see, you can kind of see some of these being done in real time. Yeah, so there's that. And then I did this one, which is kind of a more close, like it's just the same kind of view, but different. Again, drawing with watercolor. This is one that I share the full process of in that video. So the paper, this spread was covered in acrylic paint, just like really loose and random, and then I used Neocolor 2s on top. And then I drew some people that were sitting pretty far away from us, actually. This I thought was a cat in a bag, but it turned out to be a dog, which was funny, I thought. The 21st, another drawing with watercolor practice. I feel like I'm getting there. This is a topiary scene that is just down the street from us here, although the geese are empty. This I did outside. It's a big mess. But this is me trying to figure out a style that I have in my head. This is another one that I did outside. This is another one. Trying to figure out drawings. Drawing with watercolor. And this is Simon from the park with Inktense pencils. And then this was another Discord hang session that we did. These are all based on photos that I took during my morning run that morning. Everything was looking so pretty. I love how these turned out, and these are all 10-minute, done on a 10-minute timer. This is a drawing with watercolor practice. I really like how the benches came out here. I think those are the most successful part of this of this whole thing. And then it was flower week at Art Hang Party that day. I have been using these cards. So these I did on watercolor paper, and I cut them up. And I've been using these as thank you cards for sticker orders, for Art Hang Party sticker orders and things, just general shop orders. This one's my favorite. I actually made a wallpaper for my phone. I love it. I made a t-shirt that I hope comes in time for my live art event. But these are all the ones that I have left, so I have sent out quite a few. And I decided I'm keeping these 3 for myself, and I want to find a way to frame them because I think they're really, really nice together. Selfishly hanging on to those ones. On the 24th, I went, oh yes. I went for a coffee date with my friend Rosanna, and we did some drawing on a really cute patio. That's Rosanna. And I was showing her the Sandy Hester way of drawing a face, where everything kind of sits and falls on the face. Also, this is Rosanna. Much better representation. Very cute. Then we went back to sit in the park. Ray, Simon, and I later. And I did this single line drawing and then very loose and light with the watercolor. And I really actually like this. Quite enjoy how that turned out. On the 25th, I watched a Melanie Chadwick YouTube video where she did this process of filling her page with color. So I used acrylic inks on the background and just let them all bleed together to make just a really nice colorful wash of color in the background. And then I found a website that has Ontario wildflowers, and you can search them by color, like you can look at them by color. And so I pulled up all the pink flowers and kind of plotted in the pink flowers, and then I pulled up the yellow flowers and kind of plotted them in, and so on, the blue, the green, and filled this page, and I think it's really cool. So big thank you to Mel Chadwick for the inspiration on this, and we're actually going to do this, I think, on the first Thursday of June, but with mushrooms, so stay tuned for that. And the 26th is when I finally figured out, or at least, figured out the drawing with watercolor style that has been in my head this whole month, trying to figure it out. And this is based on the style of Henri Edmond Cross. He started in pointillism and then moved to kind of mosaic, and so this is based on his mosaic work. But as soon as I saw that as a reference, I was like, yes, that's what I'm trying to do. And so I pulled up a picture that I took of Coronation Park and did it, and I just think this is now what I'm striving for when I talk about drawing with watercolor. This right here is what I want. This is another attempt that I did that is not as successful. It feels much messier. So this one I need to keep, I don't know, like just keep this in my head, and then every time I try to do a drawing with watercolor, refer back to this, and then it will eventually become habit, I think, I hope. On the 27th, I did this cute little bookcase drawing. This is Jennifer, I can't say your last name, Jennifer. I'm sorry. Jennifer Colligaris. Books are my people. She comes to Art Hang Party. She's got a podcast. She's got a Substack. I'll link her below. But she shared a photo of her bookcase that she has organized by color, which I think is really cute. And so it's been on my to-draw list for a while, and I drew it. Yay! It's very nice. On the 28th, I made this wheel of materials. I was thinking about what materials I wanted to use for this week's Cloud Week at Art Hang Party, and I couldn't figure it out. So I was like, well, I'll just make a color wheel. So spin, and then it lands on, technically that's on oil pastel, on what materials to use. So I think this is going to come in really handy to take a decision out of my head when I really don't know what I want to use for material, just to shake things up. This week for Cloud Week, I gave it a spin and it landed on the question marks, so I left it up to the first person who mentioned a material in the chat. So I ended up using markers. On the 29th, we went back outside to the park, and again, this is me trying to draw with watercolor. I think it's okay, I don't think it's great, but it was fun. I really love the colors of the watercolor palette that I've been using, and these are the Holbein, just the random selection of Holbein watercolors that I picked up when I was in Japan, and I think they just make a lovely palette. And speaking of Cloud Week, on the 30th of May, it was Cloud Week at Art Hang Party. So these I used some Japanese watercolor brush markers. It was a real struggle to kind of get started. I'm not very good with markers. This one was done upside down, which is why it is upside down. But again, I cut these into cards, so I'll use these as little thank you cards for shop orders. But I did also wet the tips of the markers to kind of get more softer and do some blending. Yeah, so these came out actually a lot better than I would have expected with using markers. And that is my month of May, with the exception of whatever I do today because it is the 31st. It was a good month. I think it was a really good month. I'm really happy that I hope I didn't peak on this drawing with watercolor. But anyway, yes, my favorite thing that I painted this month is this 3-minute tulip painting, which sounds so silly. It sounds so silly, but I love it so much. I love it so much. I made a t-shirt, so hopefully that arrives before too long. I'll show you that here, and the wallpaper for my phone. I'm gonna put the wallpaper in the Discord channel, so if you would like to use it as well, you can. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Thank you so much for being part of Art Hang Party. If you aren't, please, Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern time, come draw with us. It's really nice and really fun, and it's such a lovely community, and I love that it's growing, and I just love it. I just love the community that we have, and I'm happy to be the steward of it. Anyway, I will see you very soon, and I hope you had a fantastic month of May, and that your June is even better. Bye! Does that work? That's really messy. And then I will show this. Okay, that's my thumbnail. That's my thumbnail. There we go. Thanks for hanging out. This was fun as per usual. Okay, bye.